Here we go. Oh my god. I almost had a panic attack. All right, I'm back on. Yo. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I do not know what happened. All I know is I got cut out. But like, we right back on roll. We right back on roll, y'all. We right back on roll. Let's go. Let's go. Jump back in. Jump back in. We right back on roll. We right back on roll. Sorry about that. Whatever reason. I got cut out for whatever reason. We right back on roll, y'all. We right back on roll. I'm so sorry. We right back on roll. I don't know what happened, but we right back. Let's get it. Let's get it.
It's that Boost Mobile.
Hi.
He said it's a Boost Mobile. Look, I got I'm sorry about that, y'all. We right back. But go ahead, continue, sister. I'm sorry.
No, we were just talking about, loaning people money, or when people think you made it and you're successful and everybody, want to come at you and ask you for stuff. I suggest you figure out where your yeses are and you figure out where your nos are, and stick to them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like I said, you don't owe anybody anything. It's one thing to want to give, but at any time you can say no.
Yes. Yes.
And sometimes giving too much will cripple a person. So you got to make sure that your giving ain't crippling somebody.
Because they get your hand. They get used to your hand.
Big.
And
That's
your
big.
heart. You know what I'm saying? They use your heart, your hand. So, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Everybody good?
Everybody should be good now. As long as you stay still.
Yes. Don't go nowhere else.
I ain't even trying to be funny, but I just got to hear you say therapy one more time.
Therapy. What is therapy? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because you almost had me bust out laughing real quick. We just
I am country. You hear me?
Good Thursday, man. We get to enjoy ourselves, have high level conversations, and kick back.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, like in today's world, mental health is big, right? Mental health is big. Everybody, right? Like, is it overly aggressive though? Like, does everybody have mental health, or how do you feel about that? Because you act one way, people are like, oh, you got mental health issues. Like, nah, I'm just mad. Like, I'm just mad.
Right. I always tell people, don't confuse a mental health diagnosis for an emotion or a feeling.
Okay.
Right? It goes back into if your symptoms, depression, lingers for more than 2 weeks and you feel like you don't have motivation to eat, you don't have, like, there's a criteria that you actually have to meet in order to say you have a mental health diagnosis.
Right.
Just because you're angry doesn't mean you have a diagnosis. Just because you're having a bad day or you're sad, that doesn't really necessarily mean you have a diagnosis. Right. It's mainly about the frequency, how long you've had it, and if it's impacting your daily life.
Okay.
So that's kind of like a really general way to figure out if you have a mental health diagnosis or not. But to be honest, you should definitely go seek a therapist if you are like in a place where you feel like you're depressed or you're aggressive or you're angry and it's starting to impact your daily life, like going to work, eating, hygiene, just basic daily living skills. And absolutely go seek a therapist to give you a diagnosis, or seek a psychiatrist or someone to kind of give you that diagnosis is my suggestion. Now, with everything going on in the world with the shootings and the stuff like that, and people playing off the mental health diagnosis or the insanity role, I think that might be a bit, but that's just my opinion. I do feel like there might be a little case of it, but sometimes when you can pick and choose what you're going to do and who you're going to do it to, that may not necessarily be so much insanity versus racism, with some of the incidents that's coming up now.
Right.
Yeah, ain't never lied about that.
Mental health, you don't really pick and choose. It's towards everybody, or the situation just happens. It's not really a pick and choose.
Yeah, definitely.
So if that makes sense.
I hear that.
Quick question. for the ladies that's in the live tonight. Tell me about the Mind Your Business podcast.
So the Girl Mind Your Business podcast is a podcast where I just have entrepreneurs on. And to be honest, we've had a couple of episodes where I've had just therapists come on as well. It's just a podcast, just getting to know other entrepreneurs, getting to know their journey. And we kind of mix a little bit of business and mental health, because I try to pick entrepreneurs who have a story, who can relate to the typical woman or the typical man. To be honest, it's a Girl Mind Your Business podcast, but it's tailored for men and women. And what I like about entrepreneurs that come on, they're your people who come up from nothing, or who go through the most common things that people, that sometimes cripple other people from starting their journeys. Like, I have single moms who've been on. I've had people who went through divorce. I just had a podcast, I haven't even launched it yet, where her husband was incarcerated. And she was just trying to find her norm, and she found her business. So the Girl Mind Your Business podcast is all things mental health and all things business, to be honest. You might get a little bit of everything, because the conversations get really raw. But it's just to encourage men and women, honestly, no matter what you're going through, just to go for it, to be honest.
That's what's up.
Now, how a man supposed to go on a podcast?
I'm to get y'all on the podcast.
How a man supposed to
I'm supposed to get y'all on the podcast.
You gotta change the name. Girl Mind Your Business.
It don't matter. We can mind y'all business, because the girls be wanting to know.
Oh man, it gotta be a
listen. The girls be wanting to know.
Oh man, what gave you the courage to be an entrepreneur, man? I just want to know.
Listen, I had a bad experience at one of my jobs, and I just kind of was like, you can't control. Like, I just cannot be controlled like this. And to be honest, I was having some serious anxiety going to work, like to the point where I would get in the driveway and be like, I cannot do this. And so after that, I just launched on my own and never looked back. I've worked for several companies doing consultations and kind of doing salary work, but still on my own, because I LLC'd my name. That was the first thing I did. One thing that I, try to encourage people is understanding that you are a brand in yourself. And when I realized that, it was a wrap. And the biggest thing for me to continue being an entrepreneur is that I didn't let the money sway me. Mm-hmm. And I tell people all the time, like, I've made lots of money working for other people or up under somebody's empire. The hardest thing was to launch my own empire. Because like I said, I did consultations for mental health agencies, and my husband and we launched our own mental health in 2020. So it was a rocky road, but it was well worth it. I had to put a lot on the line, like quitting a lot of jobs just to get to this point, but it was worth it. I mean, I had to take some losses, but one of the things for me is I wanted freedom, and I wanted my children to be set up. I couldn't keep working for everybody else's empire and building, like, I'm making people walk, like, with my knowledge and my skills. I'm like, but what are my children going to have after this? Right. So that was crucial for me, is just setting my children up. This ain't even for me. This is past me, to be honest. This entrepreneur stuff, this is beyond me. It's for my kids and their kids and their kids. Yeah. So to be honest, once I realized that I was the brand, it was a wrap.
Hey. A lot of people don't think they good enough. She said, I'm gonna step up.
You got it. And that's the mind piece. And I always try to tell people, because I'm not going to push everybody into entrepreneurship, because it may not be for everybody, but just know who you are. Like, just know that there is something in everybody to do something. Everybody is waiting on somebody else's gift. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter if you work a 9 to 5, you still have something to give to the world. And, that goes back to the mind piece. Like, look, someone pushing P.
Yeah.
But you know, everybody has a gift. Everybody has a gift, and you know, you can that gift can be so big. But it starts in your mind. If you think it's small, it's gonna be small. If you think it's big, it's gonna be big. You know, I'm big on that. Whatever you think is gonna prosper. Everything you think will make room for you.
There you go. There you go. Do me a favor.
Too familiar.
Break down visionary coaching for me.
So visionary coaching is basically sitting with people, coming up with their vision, because a lot of people can see stuff, right? But it doesn't go no further than their mind. Mm-hmm. So what I do is sit with people and make that vision a reality by putting it on paper and coming up with baby steps. Because a lot of people have this big picture. They don't have the tiny steps to get there, right?
Go ahead now.
So,
go ahead now.
I take that big old vision because I got to make it a reality. I gotta start where you are, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody, I don't care what nobody say. Everybody has a dream. I don't care if it's to have a mansion. I don't care if it's to do X, Y, and Z. But I just take that big old dream, that big old vision, or that idea, and I put it on paper, help people break it down into tiny, tiny, tiny baby steps. It's like walking up a ladder, one step at a time. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what visionary coaching is getting people to see their vision on a smaller level so that they can achieve it. Because a lot of people who, they can have visions, but they don't know how to get there. They don't know how to reach it. They don't think it's obtainable. So that's kind of what visionary coaching is, or what I do when I do visionary coaching. It could be different for other people.
Yeah, I realized that, this year, sometimes, instead of going big, just go ahead and take them baby steps. Don't put too much on yourself. Leave yourself some room to learn rather than, and get your business right. Instead of trying to jump up to the, the top scale, like you got to take them baby steps to even make that accomplishment for real. Don't rush yourself and don't rush the process. And that's one thing I learned. Sometimes I could be very impatient with myself and what I think I should have. I know what I deserve, but it's like, you got to be patient with what you think you should have, though. You got to be patient because nothing comes overnight. Nothing worth having comes overnight.
Listen, that is my thing. Foundation before anything.
Yes.
Foundation. If your foundation, that's just like a house. If you don't solid foundation, it's gonna fall. Yeah. And so, a lot of people, and I work with a lot of people who the money was trying to get to the fast money. Listen, there's a lot of money out here, regardless of what people think. There's a lot of money out here. Money can be made. Money ain't going nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you start the process right. Make sure you start the foundation on solid ground. Make sure you're sowing good seeds. Making sure, because at the end of the day, when a business grows, that means you're going to start having people up under you. So if your foundation ain't right, you're about to lead this whole flock into this disaster. Right? And so, listen, the slower the better. Like you said, everything, just take it slow. When you go, I feel like when you try to go somewhere fast, you end up crashing even faster. So trust the process, and don't abort the vision, because a lot of people get struggle in that waiting period or that waiting season.
Yeah, and like you said, it's all a mind thing too. You just gotta keep that will.
Listen, let me tell you, my husband and I started the process of our mental health agency in 2017, and I had somebody else start her agency in the same time, but she ended up giving it up. And I was just talking to my friend about this, and I told her, I said, I'm so thankful that God gave me the spirit of patience with this business, because our business was in play in 2017, but we had so many downfalls that people don't even know. The crazy thing about it is people see the growth and where we are now, but they never seen what didn't surface in public, where we we got rejected by insurances. We got rejected by licensure. We had to do a lot of pro bono work. We had like, it was so many silent tears.
Yeah.
And that was in 2017. We didn't take off and get our first check until 2020. And that was only like maybe $1,000. But baby, 2021, God showed up. Listen, God.
Hey.
Let me hold a couple out.
Listen, I got you. Listen, because he's just that good. Listen, I mean, but you know, I'm just so thankful. But I try to tell people, like, be patient and don't abort the vision. Like, stick to it. It may take a year or two. But if you stick to it and, you know, if you don't quit, you're going to win. Like, that's just it. If you don't quit, you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really that willpower.
Yeah, and that resilience. For sure.
2021 was, let me tell you, they know that bank account big.
Listen, 2022, we claiming, listen.
Yo, this is amazing. I really want y'all in the who's watching, who's tuning in right now, to really understand that you got to trust the process even when the process isn't processing, right?
Right.
You got to trust the process even when the process isn't processing. Yo, plant your seeds and just keep watering them. Just keep watering them. Then when you look up, you're going to have a tree. It's going to be of abundance. Don't quit. You don't get anything by quitting. I really need y'all to understand that today. You don't get anything by quitting, but guaranteed failure.
Yes.
So
that's
you got to pivot. If you got to bring in, and this is the smartest way to do it, bring in a coach, bring in somebody who already been through everything you're trying to go through to give you the fast pass without the pain. Y'all hadn't heard that last weekend. Do not try to do it on your own. If you don't know, you have to bring in somebody who knows. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Time, money, and energy should not be wasted, especially time. You can't get it back.
You can't get that back.
Say it again. Say it again.
You cannot get that back.
So I just want everybody out here to watch, like, really understand this. It seems like it's a common theme. As we bring all these entrepreneurs up here, they keep saying the same thing. Really understand it. You have a gift. Give it to the world.
Yes.
When the process isn't processing, trust the process.
Yes. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Hold yourself accountable for what you are not doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you know, at the end of the day, oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying consistency, but having that bounce back spirit, because you will fall. You will fail. There will be some times where you want to give up, but just having that bounce back spirit, even if you fall off, get back on. Like, immediately, as fast as possible.
Definitely. You got to keep going. That's why you always build relationships, because when one thing falls, that door that you've been looking at and you've been peeking at and you just been wondering, that's when it opened. That's when it opens.
That's exactly when it opens. Wide open.
You got to keep going. You got to keep going. Believe me, I fell on my face for about a month and a half, 2 months. Then I just rolled over like, there you go. There you go. And everything started twerking right there. Everything started percolating. I'm like, yeah, now's the time. You feel me? Now's the time. Keep it going. And it's better than ever now. It's better than ever.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Me and my friends talk about that all the time. Having that bounce back spirit is crucial.
That need to be a t-shirt, man. I like that. The bounce back spirit.
TT, you see that?
Out here.
He put it on a t-shirt.
I'm telling you, once you walk through one door, next thing you know, 20 of them open. You be like, God dang.
Yes, listen. The abundance. When I tell you, and you know, God will give you the desires of your heart. So that's why I say your mind and your heart got to be in the right place when you're doing something. Like, don't do, the money gonna come. Just don't let that be your main focus. Making sure your intentions are right, your heart is right, and your mind are right, and everything else will come to you. It'll fall in your lap.
Yes.
This is kingdom work out here.
Yes, there we go. There we go. Do me a favor. Talk to the younger you right now. That's for that younger person that's in this live right now. That maybe doesn't have the courage, the push, the confidence to start that business. Just talk to him real quick. Tell him what it took for you to do it and how much you had to believe in yourself.
One of the things that I'm going to say to the younger generation is be intentional with your decisions first. Right? Watch your crowd and who you're surrounding yourself with.
Yes.
And when you have people talking negative, get away from them ASAP, okay? Yes. First and foremost. Yes. Because the younger generation like to flock, right? They like to flock. So one thing I'm going to say, and one thing that has took me a long way, is that I've always been surrounded by strong women who were encouragers, who were motivating me. If you got friends who talking down on your dreams or trying to play you or hating on your dreams, get away from them. They are not your friends. I don't care how long y'all known each other. Don't get taught. I try to tell people this too. Toxic loyalty will take you down real fast. Loyalty. Listen, sometimes people can be loyal to a fault, and I call that toxic loyalty, okay? If it's not serving you or benefiting you, and then that could be vice versa. Make sure it's reciprocated, because you don't want to be the friend receiving and not giving either.
Yes.
So one, that's what I'm going to say, making sure that you're making good decisions from the jump, because your decisions will make or break you.
Yes.
Two, yes, Denver's, mind your circle, making sure you're surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded. And sometimes those people are not in your same age group. Yes. One of the things that people always laugh at me about, because they say, girl, you always hanging with 40 and 50-year-olds. I was like, because that's where all the wisdom at. What you mean? Like, So surround yourself with people who know more than you. Listen, your others ain't telling you nothing wrong. I can guarantee you. I was the one that had to learn the hard way. Don't learn the hard way, it ain't worth it. It's just wasting more time. You just waste more time.
Ain't never lie.
And I'm gonna say this too. Mind your finances. A lot of young people get in a lot of debt and don't know nothing about managing money. So you can't have a business first and foremost if you don't know anything about finances, if you don't know how to manage your money, and you start off in debt. Listen, don't go our route, because I know I got in a lot of credit card debt, got out, but I got in and I shouldn't have got in. It wasn't worth it. Yeah. So if I can tell you anything, mind your decisions, mind your circle, and mind your money. And the entrepreneur stuff is cake. It's cake. Once you start feeding yourself affirmations. Affirmations are very powerful. Yeah. I am an entrepreneur. I am successful. I am deserving of everything that's coming my way. I can do this. Like, listen, I'm just going to show y'all something real quick. Hold on. I affirm daily. It's nothing that I don't affirm. And this is what I see every single day. So, listen. It's you gotta speak it. Don't look for validation. Don't look for nobody else to confirm your dream. Don't look for nobody else to support you. That should be complimentary. That shouldn't be necessity. You should be your own. Like you really gotta be your own motivation and your own support, because when all else fails, if you're depending on them, what are you gonna do? When they not there,
they don't owe you nothing.
Your business go out the door. Your dreams go out the door because you was waiting on somebody else to validate you. Stop looking for other people to clap to validate you and be your yes man. Be your own validation. Be your own motivation. Be your own yes man.
Say it again.
Listen, trying to tell you, it's crucial. It's crucial, and I get so passionate about the young community, because I'm like, dang, if I would have had all this knowledge at 20, I would be like a billionaire by now. Something.
But you know what's crazy? That's what I say as well, right? What we have now, we didn't have that when we were growing up. We look in our phones every day, and I was guilty of it. I was sliding right past it. What y'all talking about? Because I didn't have the mental capacity that I have now, right? I was letting it go on one ear out. That man, you don't do what y'all talking about. You feel me? I'm out here in these streets. I'm gonna get it how I want to get it until certain things happen, and then I'm sitting there like, I can't go back to that. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Right.
You feel me? I'm trying to tell him now. If you're in here now, I don't want you to ever get it twisted. A 9 to 5 is not the wrong thing to have, but do yourself a favor.
Absolutely not.
God gave you a dream. He also gave you talent, right? And he gave you an assignment. All you got to do is hold up your end of the bargain. That's all you got to do. He going to see you on your way to the destination, baby. Hold up your end of the bargain. I'm trying to I get so down on myself, and I didn't realize how gifted I was. I have so many gifts. Keep pushing yourself, man. Man, woman, I'm trying to tell you, do it. You got it. You got it. Don't get wrapped up in the wrong things. I'm guilty of that too. Playing yourself out your position. Do what you gotta do. You got it. You know what I'm saying? You could do anything. This man down here under me, I'm trying to tell you, I seen him go from one extreme to another. You feel me? And it motivated me so such in a great way. You feel me? I'm trying to tell you, you can do anything you put your mind to. Yo, push yourself. Please push yourself, bro. Push yourself.
Right. And if you're working a 9 to 5, work that 9 to 5 to your best ability. Because let me tell you something. That's another thing. Some of y'all get caught up in trying to be an entrepreneur too fast, and y'all half-step y'all's 9 to 5. Karma is something, okay? Listen. I don't care where you work, and this is what I told my employees. I don't care if you work for me part-time, you gotta still give me 100% effort. I don't care if you're on the 9 to 5 waiting for because listen, integrity will go before you. So making sure that when you're working at 9 to 5, you're doing it to the best of your ability. These people paying you, you don't want karma to hit you when you get employees.
Ooh.
Hey, look. That's for real though. That's for real.
Yeah,
that's real right there. I ain't never think about it like that.
You calling out? You ain't coming in today. What?
Right, exactly. Like that's your work ethic, though. I tell people all the time, you can work a 9 to 5. You definitely can't do entrepreneurship, because baby, this is a 24-hour job sometimes.
Yes, don't shut off. It don't stop.
Yes.
Your mind is always turning.
Don't stop.
How can I do this better? How can we integrate this system? Like, how can we save money? It never stops. So
it never stops.
You're right. Ms. Portia, I want to thank you on this good Thursday.
Yes.
And one thing about it, like, stop complaining about stuff, man. Like, understand this. You get to wake up every morning.
Yeah.
Like, you get to wake up. Don't say, I gotta go. You get to go to your job. You get to get in your car. Start appreciating the things you have in life.
Gratitude.
Take care of what you have. Take care of what you have.
Yep.
Like,
gratitude will take you a long way.
Even if it's oodles and noodles, you get to eat those. There's people out here that don't get to eat nothing.
Absolutely. And be humble. And stay humble.
Yes.
For sure.
One more time.
I had a good time with you guys tonight.
We had a great time with you.
Already.
How you say that? Therapy. How you say it?
Don't you do that.
Do me one more solid, one more time. Tell everybody your name again, your Instagram handle, and where they can come see you. If you hold anything, your podcast, just let everybody know so they can come visit you.
Yes. Yes. You can follow me on Instagram and on Facebook at Portia Harrison, my name. And you can follow the Girl Mind Your Business podcast on Spotify. And you can send any business related questions, any therapy questions to info@girlmindyourbusiness.com, and I will address them on the podcast as well. Okay. So you get a little free business coaching, a little free coach and therapy.
Yes, Lord.
You did it to yourself.
Oh man, every single Thursday, man, high level conversations, whatever is at the top of the mind, we discuss. This is the top discussion. Yo, y'all have a great weekend. Do something.
Have a good night.
Don't just waste your time. Let me finish y'all out with that. Don't just waste your time. If you got a 9 to 5 and you off on the weekends, that's not your off time. That's your time to work on your goals and your dreams. So
right.
Put that in position, run that play, and keep doing it. As many hours as you need to create your goal, create that dream life. Because the sooner you get to that dream life, the longer you get to enjoy it, in theory. But I'll see y'all next week. Top discussion, baby.
Yes, you already know it. I want to tell y'all this. Most improvements are when you work in your idle time, your free time. You get ahead fast way. Do what you got to do. Don't drag your feet no more. Y'all have a good weekend. Get active, stay active, baby. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for dropping game.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right.